What's up, traders? Welcome to today's Equity Empire Chart Analysis session. When most investors are throwing darts, we're looking for clues in the charts. Today, I'm going to be doing a follow-up on a trade setup that I posted on YouTube about 3 weeks ago. It's on Rocket Lab. There's a lot of eyes on Rocket Lab, a lot of excitement on this stock. They're calling it like SpaceX Junior. So what I did in this particular video was an interesting time when I set that up, because Rocket Lab was actually coming back down to earth. There was, all I heard on social media was buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. So it was like, buy this dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. It was random. It was really kind of frustrating, because I could just see all these people making random calls on how to buy the dip. Basically like just a bunch of zombie dip buyers. So I just wanted to post a video so that anyone watching wouldn't have to be a zombie dip buyer. So this is more like, instead of being a zombie dip buyer, how to buy the dip like a pro, okay? So I want to get a little bit more into how I spotted this particular support level. So I did a little bit in that video if you want to rewatch that video. But basically what I saw was this. So I'm going to get a little more granular into what I saw. So on the way up in June, July, there was a little stall here. So about four consecutive days we went sideways with very little price range, okay? So that's indicative of a balance between buyers and sellers, okay? Very tight price range. The buyers have a seller for everything they're trying to buy, and then all of a sudden, no more sellers. Like, they bought everything that was available, and someone had to take the stock higher, okay? So most big funds are price sensitive, though. So they'll buy in a certain range, and then they'll patiently wait and see if they get a chance to buy more. So say there was a big fund here trying to buy 500,000 shares of Rocket Lab. If they got 100,000 shares purchased, then they still have 400,000 shares more to buy. They'll patiently wait for price to come back to the 40 price range before they start buying again, okay? And it's not just one fund. There's hundreds of big funds trying to, jockeying to buy this particular stock, okay? As well as a whole bunch of just thousands and thousands of individuals, all right? So price comes back over the next couple months, gets into this price range again. The buy orders kick back in, they buy everything that's available, and then the stock bounces right off that level. So I hear a lot of criticism about technical analysis. Basically, you're just taking a crayon and connecting two dots in a chart. They say it's meaningless. Well, it's not meaningless when you are looking at clues as to what is actually going on behind the chart. So what's the chart representative of? Yeah, there's some people that say there's two lows, you just draw a line between the two lows and you bounce off that level, right? That's not the way I do technical analysis. I used to work for a big fund. I know what it's like trying to buy 500,000 shares of stock, okay? And I know how frustrating it is when stock price takes off and how eager I was to buy when price got back into my price range. And that's what I think of every time I see a real support level, and I look for them every single day in the charts, okay? So it's a little bit deeper view into technical analysis. So price came back into that support level, and we found support, and it bounced right off of it. So this is what the chart looked like once again when I did the video. The chart looked like this. It was pretty stressful. I mean, it looked like we were in a pretty strong downtrend, but I had pretty good conviction in that support level, mainly because of this bounce off of the level, okay? That right there was the bounce off of that clue, right? So I drew that level. This is what the chart looked like when I posted the video. It looked exactly like this. Okay, so that's what the chart looked like when I posted the video, and this is the way it played out. Took about a week and got filled, okay? A week after the video, got filled at 41.40. So that was the game plan. There was the game plan. I'll actually pull the chart over here. So there was the game plan to buy at the top of the pink section, 41.40, protective stop at the red dotted line. I said just below the support level. How much below? So I got a question on the X platform from one of my amazing followers, N. Where do you put your protective stop? You find a good support level, and then put your protective stop just below the level. In this case, it was 60-something cents. You don't have to get super technical or have some great formula about where you put it. just put it some increment below your support level, okay? And why not put it right at the bottom of the support level? For this reason right here. This is the best example, real world example, why you don't put it right at the bottom of the support level. If you would have put your protective stop, if our stop had been there instead of at the bottom of the pink section, would have been stopped out, and then you would have been swearing at me because we bounced 14 points. All right? So place your protective stop slightly below the support level that you find. All right? And if in this case we did not get stopped out because we're a little more disciplined, we learned our lesson about getting stopped out right at the bottom of the support level, so we had it a little bit below the support level, and we did not get stopped out. This was the game plan, was the black line. If you watch the video, you see me draw this black line 3 weeks ago, and this is the way it's played out. So it's playing out almost exactly as planned according to the black line, and it's almost got to the target. So I want to cover just briefly how you might manage the trade. First of all, if any of you were watching the trade setup video from 3 weeks ago and you enter the trade and you're sitting on a 10-point profit right now, I would love to hear from you. So post a comment on this video if you entered that trade. I'd love to hear from you, okay? So this trade setup is up about 10 points, moving almost 11 points from entry, okay? On $4 worth of risk is the important thing. So the pink section is the risk, the green section was the reward potential. Current price is right here, almost $52 a share, $51.91 as I'm talking, and that is up more than twice the amount of risk you're willing to take in the trade. So how do you manage the trade now? There's several different ways to consider. One, if you want, you can bring your protective stop and just place it at break even, right at your entry point. That's one way to do it. Second way to do it, place your stop anywhere between your entry and current price. Anywhere. And if it pulls back to your stop, then you lock in your profit. Another way would be just to, in the video I show, the target was set at 55.05 because there's a resistance level right up here. So there's a resistance, let me draw, the resistance level I had in the video was right here. And that's why that target's right there, okay? That's why the target's there, is because there's a resistance level. Now, you don't have to get out just because there's a resistance level. It might take a while and chop through it, basically chew up all those sell orders there and head higher. So you don't have to get out just because there's a technical clue in the chart. That's just something to be aware of. You could take your target off completely and just trail your stop all the way up and just have it follow price some increment below there. You could have it just below, you could move it just below this little stall cap, right there where it went sideways. So you could put your stop right there. I'm not gonna, this is all personal preference, but you could trail your stop below current price. That's another way to manage the trade. So we've covered a lot of ground here. Hope you got some value out of the session. We talked about how to better identify a support level. We talked about how to set a protective stop. And we talked about setting targets and how maybe you just don't even use a target, maybe use a trailing stop. So once again, hope you got some value out of the session. I'll be back with more technical analysis later this week on different looking setups that I find attractive. In the meantime, I wish you all the best of luck in your trading and investing, and we'll see you soon.